Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. I kind of wanted to discuss stuff here regarding the street fight video, or not, excuse me, not the street fight videos, but the bar fight, bar situation video clips that I filmed yesterday with the help of my buddy Scott. And Scott's sitting here with me. We actually have the TV on there. They're showing a pool table thing here. Scott and I are both pool players. But Scott was on my pool team, or I was on his, however you want to look at it. So anyway, this has got nothing to do with martial arts, but just reading certain Chicago crime blogs, and I'm certain that this pertains to people everywhere, that there's several folks that will write something to the effect of, well, I don't go to bars and I don't live in a bad neighborhood and I really pretty much stay out of trouble, so I don't really have to worry about trouble. And boy, that's certainly not true. Trouble has a habit of cropping up in places you'd least expect. But Scott and I were talking yesterday, and I made a list here that I'm going to read to you of just, at this point, what I can remember. Now here, what I'm about to say here all happened before the age of 13, before I turned 13, okay? I'm not going to mention last names in case the families are watching. I don't want to cause any other problems. But I knew one guy, my friend's father, shot dead in a bar, Bob. John, shot dead in a bar. Kid that I went to grade school with, his dad shot dead in a bar. A kid who was one of my friends, who was 2 or 3 years older than me, they drowned him in high school in the high school pool. My other friend's dad got beaten to death with a pipe on his way home on his street. A girl that I went to school with, her mother's boyfriend got shot dead in the street that they lived. Another kid that I knew got his throat cut not far from where I live, sliced with a bottle, cut him open. 2 other friends that I know got shot. They survived. One on my street, one right around the corner from my street. And another guy that I knew who was actually an off-duty Cleveland police officer got shot in a drugstore. And then when I was 21, a friend of mine that I went to grade school with, being an innocent bystander, he got shot in the head and died in a bar. So before I was 13, 1, 2, 3 people that I knew that I can remember shot dead in a bar, and then 1, 2 more were killed on the street. And then by the time I turned 21, another person that I knew was shot dead in a bar. This is not comprehensive. This is all that I can think of off the top of my head. So total here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 incidents. And 10 of those happened before I was 13. And these are some violent stuff. Now, I had violence happen to me, too, involving guns. My grandmother, too, and my friend's dad. But these are the more severe ones. And it leaves a lasting impression. And this is why when I tell you guys this, that I have probably more experience than anyone I've known in the martial arts world. This is only before I was 13. This does not involve after I was 13, except for the one incident. And since I've been out here in Chicago. And I bring this up because bars aren't the only place where violence can happen. It can and does happen everywhere. So, excuse me. So these little tips that I gave, and they weren't like techniques. They're tips. They're things that you have to watch out for, because if you don't understand these things, this foundation that I'm laying on you, your techniques may not work, or you may not even be able to get them to the point where they can work, okay? Because the guy's going to get the drop on you, all right? So I'm not going to address what I said. You can watch the clips as I put them up on eBay, on YouTube, as this clip is going to go both on Facebook and YouTube. But it'll kind of give you a foundation. Now, here's the thing. I always err on the side of, I don't want to say caution, but I err like worst case scenario. That's how I always think, and I do talk about this in one of the videos. And I want it to always be like that. I want to always think worst case scenario. And I'm going to tell you, when you're in a violent encounter, there is really no good case scenario. It really isn't, because, you know, it lingers with you. Mentally, it lingers with you months and years later. I don't know of anyone personally that's ever been in a violent assault that has forgotten about it. Okay, it's just something that you always are cognizant of. And come on, Cheetos, you all right, buddy? And it chips away at you. You know, it's like erosion. It's like water on a rock. It'll eventually erode you. I know that there's a thing that says, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And you know, we could throw cliches back and forth with each other, but the bottom line is, I can say from my experience and from the people that I know that have been in violent crimes, it's eroded you in a way. I lost my innocence, so to speak, at a very young age, and it's made me, throughout my life, cynical, more intense. I've been told that by people that know me. Sometimes I'm intense. I'm like, I have a duality where I'm like the practical joker and make people laugh, but then there's a time when that switch goes and I get really intense because I'm always observing. I'm hyper alert is what they say, and in a way that's what you guys are going to have to become if you're anywhere. And I was telling my buddy here yesterday that the tips that I filmed yesterday, and I will be doing more along the way, if you practice those, and just practice some of them even at your house or at your place of employment, if you do certain things over and over again for weeks, 3-4 weeks, it becomes automatic. It becomes a reflex with you, and you won't have to consciously think about it. It'll already be in your subconscious, okay? Not to make, right now I can't think of an analogy, but most people put their underwear on before they put their pants on. You don't think about doing it. It's a subconscious action. And these things will become a subconscious action with you. And there's a lot of them that you're going to have to eventually learn down the way. But with proper training, you know, they'll become instinctive. So basically that's all I'm getting at. So I'll probably put a clip up tomorrow or Thursday. We'll just see how it goes. I kind of I got to edit, you know, and it's time consuming. And of course I have I'm answering business emails today and so on, and things are a little bit chaotic, but we'll get to it. And I also have a few more clips I want to put up from Joe, and I'll probably be training Joe on this weekend again, and perhaps we can film a couple more things as well, especially if Scott's still here. He can hold the camera and everything will be great. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon.